Necromancer, one of the most controversial perks in the game, often broken during events, and a must-have for solo players of all kinds. Now, for those who have been living under a rock for the past
Another.
10 years, give or
Yep, I know.
take,
There's some guy down here.
Necromancer, or Necro for short, is a perk, or sorry, a trait, that allows your teammates to revive you at a distance of about 25 meters. Now, how far is 25 meters, you might ask?
That's about this far, give or take.
Oh, and don't forget about this little icon down here. This means that has an additional function when playing solo. Now, why is Necro often
Watch
complained
out, there's
about?
some guy on
Well,
that
from
field.
what I've gathered from intense scientific research forums,
Someone's
Reddit,
on the
I
wall.
mean Reddit, it's often complained about because in order to counter it or deal with it, you need to take a tool or an item for the sole purpose of countering Necromancer. Even then, if you pair it with a certain
Motherfuckers got
perk, it just
poison.
becomes broken once again or hard to deal with, but we'll rope back to that. And don't get me started on the event traits that it gets paired with. For real, can't be burned, not losing health when downed? These are just some of the things I've seen complained about with Necro.
Beetle
Now,
gone.
how does Necro work? Well, you die, and then you wait 10 seconds or however long you feel like, and then you click a button and get up. Sounds pretty broken, right? Well, not entirely. See, I don't really have a problem with Necro myself. I play solo and with my best friends. And while sometimes we complain about having to wait and burn a body for what feels like an eternity, it's not really
This
bad in my
motherfucker out here
opinion.
got
Sure, it could use some
bullets
changes,
stuck
I
out.
think, but let's talk about that at the end.
Reloading.
Now, roping back to that perk that I talked about earlier. Resilience. It's a perk that lets you revive with full health, either with a teammate or with solo self-revive. And if you act quickly and correctly, you can defeat the traps that people will often set on you, like wire and poison with this perk.
Grab
And
that
some
heal on
others,
me.
like Bloodless. But I'll do a video on those another day. Now, how can we fix Necro? Well, hopefully, to make people happy, I've seen some ideas on those scientific forums where it can only be used once or twice. But I think a better idea, personally, is to make it so that
Fighting
way it's
assassin.
forced to be
No,
used.
I
After that
witnessed him.
10-second timer is up, you have another 10 or 20 seconds to use it, and then it'll expire if you don't. This forces the user of Necro to get up, and if they don't, well, then they just can't anymore. You can't just lay there and wait for them to leave the area.
Shit, no!
I think Necro should be a perk that you use at a distance, like when you get sniped or headshot, but you can get up behind like a bale of hay. Not within shotgun range while you're using a bomb lance. And if that's not balanced enough, we can extend it to 30 seconds instead of 10 or 20. Sure, it's a bit longer, but rather reasonable. At least that's how I would change it, so that way you can't just lie there and waiting, you know? I'd hope that'd make people happy without removing its solo trait power. Comment your ideas down below. How would you change Necromancer, and
Enemy really
what trait
wants to
you would
fight
maybe
this.
want me to cover next? Maybe I'll delve into
This guy's got
guns at
dual
some point too.
skills.
We'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching.